God, I don't even know if you're real. Like, I've tried to connect to you. I know you've given us this book, the Bible, my mom, the church. We've all tried to explain it to me. I just don't see how it's true. And then the whole thing about you being able to like speak about what I'm going through, even though you wrote this book supposedly like thousands of years ago, and yet it speaks to me today. It just doesn't make sense. I know, like, I try to understand, but I mean, I've never personally really read it, but I just don't know if I should start reading it in case it's just it's just fake. I've heard people who've had good experiences with it, but it's not like what I'm going through right now. I mean, I don't even know if you exist, so how would you speak to me through a book? It just doesn't make sense. I mean, people would say that I'm just not being open-minded, but I don't know. I feel like I've tried. I'm not sure. I'm not super like, I just don't know. And I don't know where to go because there's so much information as well. How do I know that what you say is true? I just want to know if this isn't just make-believe, you know, if it's actually real. Okay, so here's some interesting facts, I guess. So, the Bible was written over approximately 1600 years. Wow, that's quite long. Over 60 generations. Written by 40 authors from every walk of life. Kings, yeah, I knew kings, but peasants, philosophers, fishermen, shepherds, physicians, poets. Wow. Written on 3 continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe. 3 languages, Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. But there's one thing. God's plan to rescue human beings through Jesus from the problem of evil. This kind of makes me think that there could be something special about the Bible. I mean, for one book to have been written by 40 authors over 1,600 years, that's at best coincidence. But I still need more than that. I need to see if the Bible actually has historical fact, I guess.
Hey, I'm sorry to disturb you, but is that a Bible?
Yeah, it is. Are you a Christian or?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's not often that you see people reading Bibles in public.
Well, I guess I'm trying to figure out if I can trust it.
Huh.
I'm trying to figure out if it's true.
What are you looking at?
Something called an Nabonidus cylinder, and basically,
It talks about Abraham, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it gives proof of Abraham.
Yeah. So, from my understanding, I think it's like people doubted that this place existed, that the Bible talks about, and then they found this cylinder that says the name of the place.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not too sure.
What else have you found?
Just, the Bible was written by this many authors over this much time, over this many generations, but
well, if you're looking for something
it's still
good,
not enough, yeah.
I think you should definitely check out Daniel chapter 2.
So what's Daniel chapter 2?
Well, in a book in the Old Testament called Daniel, we are introduced to a vision that a king of the nation called Babylon has.
Okay.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Okay,
Daniel,
so that's the name of the king.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. So Daniel was a Hebrew boy, a believer of God, and he interpreted this dream.
Mm-hmm.
And in Daniel chapter 2, we can find exactly what that dream was. The vision.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Does that make sense?
Following, yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard of that before?
Very, very loosely, but I've never really paid attention. If that makes
Right.
sense. So it's kind of my fault.
So in this vision was a statue of a man, and the man was divided into 5 different regions.
Okay.
Each represented by its own metal.
Okay.
The first was the head of gold.
Okay.
The second, the chest and the arms of silver. The third section, the belly and thighs of brass. And the fourth, legs of iron. And the fifth, feet of iron and clay.
Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay.
Is that making sense so far?
It's just a lot to put together. But I think I'm tracking along.
Awesome. So after Daniel saw the man, he saw a rock coming from the sky
Okay.
that landed at the feet of the statue, destroying the statue.
A rock.
A rock, making the whole statue crumble to the ground.
Okay. How big is this rock?
Big rock. Then after that, Daniel stated that the head of gold represented the very king that had the troublesome dream and his nation, the nation of Babylon.
Okay, so out of all this, the head of gold, the first part is Nebuchadnezzar.
Correct.
Okay.
So you could imagine how you'd be feeling if you're this great kingdom and all of a sudden you're told that a weaker kingdom's going to come and destroy you.
That's pretty hot for his morale, eh?
Definitely. It only makes sense that if one kingdom represents a part of the body, that other kingdoms would also represent other parts of the body.
I see what you're saying. So you're saying that since one king represented the head of gold, that another king will represent the chest and the arms, and then
Exactly.
so forth, so forth.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes. And this is what the Bible says, I guess.
This
Like,
is what the Bible says in Daniel chapter 2. You can go and read it.
Okay.
Anyone can pick it up and read it.
okay.
So Nebuchadnezzar the king was clearly said to be the head of gold.
Hmm.
After him would come 3 other kingdoms, each represented by the different materials Nebuchadnezzar saw in his dream.
Okay.
What the Bible predicted is contrary to a simple prediction of kingdoms rising and falling. It actually foretold that Rome would be divided. Now that is a pretty bold prediction, don't you think?
Right, because like,
I mean, if this was written by human sources, how did they know that after the 4th kingdom, another power wouldn't conquer it? That the 4th kingdom would be divided?
that's a valid point. So then, how did Daniel know?
Exactly. How did he know?
How-
If it wasn't by divine inspiration, that
Okay.
God told him that.
So, you're saying that this is proof that God actually.
Because God foretold the future. And
And
that
if
gives
this-
us validity of the Bible.
And if this was written by any other sources other than God, then why would they think that? How would they know that it's never, like, Rome is just going to crumble, right?
Exactly.
I see that. Because, you know,
But don't take my word for it.
yeah,
Read it yourself.
okay. So, you're sure that this is exactly what the Bible says?
Read it, look at history, and make sure that it's true.
Okay,
That's up to you.
okay. You're making me think.
All right. Nice meeting you.
Thank you.